My name is Emma, and I've always believed that true horror lies within the depths of the human psyche. The story I'm about to share is not a tale of supernatural entities or haunted houses. It's a chilling journey into the twisted mind of a psychopathic woman, driven by a relentless pursuit of hatred and vengeance. It began innocently enough. Sarah, a seemingly ordinary woman with a charming smile, moved into our small town. She integrated seamlessly into our community, charming her way into the hearts of those unsuspecting souls who crossed her path. But behind that facade lurked a darkness that would soon send shockwaves through our peaceful lives. Sarah harbored a deep-seated grudge, a malevolence that festered in the recesses of her mind. Her obsession with vengeance consumed her every waking moment, a venomous hatred that seeped into the very fabric of our close-knit town. She wore a mask of normalcy, but her eyes betrayed the madness that simmered within. The first sign of her descent into darkness came when strange occurrences unfolded. Residents reported ominous messages scrawled in blood-red paint on their front doors, chilling threats that hinted at an intimate knowledge of their deepest fears. Whispers of Sarah's involvement circulated, but no one dared confront the smiling neighbor who had so seamlessly woven herself into our lives. As the weeks passed, the terror escalated. The town plunged into a collective paranoia as anonymous letters arrived, detailing the most intimate secrets of its inhabitants. Families tore themselves apart, friendships shattered, and trust eroded like a sandcastle swept away by a relentless tide. I, too, fell victim to Sarah's calculated campaign of terror. One night, as I lay in bed, a shadow slithered across my bedroom floor. The air thickened with dread as I watched the silhouette of a woman standing at the foot of my bed. It was Sarah, her eyes gleaming with a malevolence that sent shivers down my spine. "I know," she whispered, her voice a venomous hiss. "I know everything about you." The room seemed to close in on me as she recounted details only known to my closest confidants. Secrets whispered in the darkest corners of my life were laid bare, leaving me exposed and vulnerable. I pleaded for mercy, but her laughter echoed through the room like the taunting echoes of a deranged symphony. The nightmare continued. Each night brought new horrors as Sarah reveled in the chaos she sowed. The once friendly streets now carried an air of trepidation, as if the very essence of fear lingered in the air. Whispers echoed through the town square, speculating on the origin of the malevolent force that had cast its shadow upon us. Driven by a morbid curiosity, I delved into Sarah's past, desperate to uncover the source of her wrath. As the pieces of her twisted puzzle fell into place, a dark narrative emerged. Sarah had suffered a traumatic injustice, an unspeakable betrayal that had shattered her sanity. In her quest for vengeance, she had become the very embodiment of the evil that had befallen her. The town teetered on the brink of collapse, its residents hostages to Sarah's malevolent whims. Desperation set in as we sought a way to break free from the grip of this psychopathic puppeteer. But every attempt to unmask her met with failure, as if she reveled in the dance of deception, pulling our strings with sadistic glee. One fateful night, as the moon hung low in the sky, a collective decision ripened within the hearts of the terror-stricken community. We would confront Sarah, expose her twisted machinations, and put an end to the reign of terror that had engulfed us all. The confrontation was as chilling as it was inevitable. Sarah, bathed in the eerie glow of the moonlight, greeted us with a malevolent smile. Her eyes glinted with the satisfaction of a puppet master watching her marionettes dance to her tune. "You can't escape me," she taunted, her voice a haunting melody that reverberated through the desolate streets. "I am the nightmare that lurks within your souls." But the townsfolk, fueled by a collective resolve, stood firm against the tide of darkness. We confronted Sarah with the truth of her tormented past, unveiling the pain that had driven her to madness. As the revelations unfolded, her facade crumbled, and the once confident predator found herself ensnared in the very web she had woven.
In the end, the townsfolk, now united against the common enemy, devised a plan to neutralize the threat. The authorities were alerted, and Sarah was taken into custody, her reign of terror brought to a tumultuous close. The scars of that dark chapter lingered, etched into the collective memory of our once idyllic town. As life resumed its course, we were left to grapple with the haunting realization that evil could lurk behind the most disarming smiles. and that true horror could be found within the twisted corridors of the human mind.